Good day, everyone. So today we are going to discuss lesson 6 of our subject, strategic management. Okay, so it is entitled corporate level strategies. Okay, here are the contents of we are going to discuss today. So benefits and types of corporate level strategies, characteristic of corporate level strategies, global expansion strategies, portfolio management. Under portfolio management, the BCG matrix and the GE McKinsey matrix. Okay, so let's proceed first with our topic number 1, corporate level strategies. Okay, let's identify what is corporate level strategies. It is a multi-tiered company plan that leaders use to define, outline, and achieve specific business goals. Okay, so usually this is used by small businesses to increase its profits over the next fiscal year, whereas a large corporation, they use this corporate level strategy to achieve more complex goals like selling, no, the company or entering into a new market. Okay, so here are the benefits of corporate level strategy. Okay, first, of course, it provides strategic direction. So when we say corporate level strategy, these are made by the top management, usually by CEOs. Uh, so of course, they are the one who decides where where the company goes, no, and they always provide strategic direction. So it also helps you stay flexible and adapt. And of course, last is it improves decision making. Okay, so let's discuss the types of corporate level strategies. We have stability strategy, retrenchment strategy, expansion strategy, and combination. So let's discuss this in detail. Okay. So when we say stability strategy, it is when you proceed working with clients in your industry. This strategy assumes that your company is doing well under the current business model. So anything that will make your business stable in the next few years. So at any strategy, no. So usually, in order for your company to become stable, of course, you need a continuous innovation, product innovation, no? And of course, it's very important yung department na research and development, no? To really produce more innovative product. Because kapag nawala ka sa trend, ang mangyayari, magiging outdated ka, hindi magiging stable ang company. So, usually, corporate level strategies are this kind of strategies, no? Innovation of your product. So, I have here an example, no? One example ng ginagawa ng mga companies in order for them to become stable is they offer free trials of the existing product to your target audience, no? So that magkaroon ng increase of engagement with your customers. Okay? So next is expansion strategy. So this is a no, great planning on creating new product, or reaching new audience. Okay? So meaning to say, as the word itself, no, expansion. So meaning to say you're upgrading the level of activity within your business, no, like taking new clients or hiring more employees. Expansion in the way na mag-branch out ka um with other locations. Ayan. Any expansion strategies comes from this, no? You can apply this strategy if your region you're operating has a strong economy, or if your focus is to enhance your performance. So overall, this strategy has a large earning potential for executives, which can lead to raise and expansion to employee benefit package as well. No? And of course, when the company is growing, of course, it also benefits yung mga employees niya within. Okay? So, another types is retrenchment strategy. Usually, this requires strong decision making, no? So, this may involve stopping the manufacturing of a product or reducing its functionality. So, when you say retrenchment, so ito yung strategy wherein, kunyari, sobrang laki na ng company mo, tapos we need a budget, no, in order for them, kaysa mag-bankrupt sila, so they retrench, nagbabawas sila ng mga branches, something like that, no? So that you need to allocate more energy to your account receivable, no? Para maka-recover yung company. So usually this is the strategy yung ginagawa ng ibang companies, no? So this strategy is only used when the company is looking to take protective measure in keeping the solvency of the business. Okay? Next type is combination strategy. So this is a hybrid of the previous three strategies, no, to create your business model. The main purpose of this is to increase yung company's performance and find out which area of your company can grow and retract based on the market condition. So this approach make it easier to make adjustment to your strategy because you can be more flexible with your time and how much you should allocate to each function your strategy. Okay? All right. So next topic is characteristic. So we already discussed yung types. Now let's discuss yung characteristic of corporate level strategy. We have 6 characteristics. Of course, yung diversification, forward and backward integration, horizontal integration, market penetration, liquidation, and concentration. So let's discuss this in detail. Let's proceed first with diversification. Now, this is important and effective characteristic of corporate level strategies. Now, it involves company expanding its business into a new markets, products, or service that are unrelated to its current operations. No? So the main objective of diversifying the company's portfolio is to reduce risk associated with over-reliance on one area and spread the risk across multiple areas. Okay? So this type of strategy allow companies to increase their revenue by tapping into new source, no, of income while reducing any potential losses due to market stability and other factors. Diversification. So we also have forward or backward integration. Ito yung type of strategy that involves expanding the business operation into related industry or entering into entirely new industry. So when we say forward integration, it occurs when a company takes ownership or control with its supplier in the production process. On the other hand, when we say background integration, it happens when an ownership control over distribution to its distribution process. No? This can benefit companies by providing greater control over the supply. So that's the difference. No? Pag sinabing forward, yan yung mga suppliers mo sa production. And then yung mga backward integration, yan yung mga distribution process. Mga distributors mo, mga retailers. Yan. So, next is horizontal integration. When you say horizontal integration, this is a type of corporate level strategy that involves merging or acquiring companies in the same industry. Okay? Example, two competing mobile manufacturers. Ito naman, horizontal. Binibili mo yung mga katulad ng ginagawa ng Jollibee, no? Horizontal integration wherein He keeps on acquiring businesses. Tulad yung Inasal, di ba? In-acquire na nila. So, ayan yung horizontal integration. No? So, next is market penetration. Okay? So, one of the four primary characteristic ng corporate level strategy, it involves increased sales, okay, and market share, existing product or service within the organization current target markets. So, this strategy can be used when the company has identified a segment in which it desires to gain more presence but does not require any product development or diversification in a new segment, no? So, expanding yung target area, no? When you are going to penetrate another location, no? So, yan yung target penetration, market penetration. The next is liquidation. When we say liquidation, no? So, this is a process of selling or closing down your company asset in order to pay creditors or dissolve the business. No? So, one of the characteristic is this strategy usually employed when a company has run out of option and to save yung mga financial situation nila. They need to liquidate yung mga asset nila, bebenta sila para makaahon. Yeah. So, usually yan ginagawa ng mga corporate level. So, liquidation also protect shareholder interests by allowing them to receive at least some compensation for their investment. Kaysa malugi pa sila, no? They liquidate yung mga assets nila para makarecover yung mga shareholders. Okay, next is concentration. Ito yung last, no? One of the characteristic ng corporate level strategy. It refers to the company decision to focus its efforts and resources on specific areas and market to maximize profit potential. Okay? So, usually these companies choose yung where they are going to concentrate yung effort nila, no, to a certain product, no? So, usually um instead of having many product lines, no, nagfo-focus na lang sila in one product, no? Or minsan sa geographical location, focus lang sila sa location na ganito, no? And so forth, no? Minsan focus lang sila sa customer segment, sabihin natin mas focus sila dun sa target market nila, no? Nagko-concentrate sila more on that para mas mapalakas pa nila yung business. Okay? So this type of strategy allows them to gain edge over the competitors, no, by focusing on the areas where they can achieve greater economies of scale, no? So, in concentration. So, our topic number 3 is global expansion strategies. Okay? So when we say global expansion, of course, so this is a company's growth operation outside domestic markets, no? Probably they expand with other regions or other countries. So we have four types of global expansion. Okay? First is global strategy and transnational strategy, international strategy, and multi-domestic strategy. So let's discuss the difference of these four types. Okay, when we say international strategy, it applies on entering a new market without significantly changing yung product features or pricing strategy. So, ang isang example nito yung Rolex watch. Kung ano yung in-offer nila, yun din yun. Even yung price. They have the same price with different countries. Example, di ba dollars, kunyari sa US, ang Rolex doon napakamahal mahal din, di ba? So sabihin natin maabot ng $500, no? So yung $500, pag kinonvert mo sa Philippines, yung value ng currency ng Philippines, same din na ino-offer nila sa Philippines, no? So, hindi nila binabago. So, same yung price nila, same yung product nila na ino-offer sa sa iba't ibang lugar o sa iba't ibang country. Okay, yan yung international strategy. Okay, when we say multi-domestic strategy, so usually these companies take different approach to adapt, no? They adapt yung mga local cultures and market, no? So each company has unique local taste and preference accounted for the product, no? Kino-customize nila yung mga product nila according to the culture, cultures o taste ng market, no? So one of the example of this is yung Lay's potato chips. Sa iba't ibang bansa, they have different flavors. Katulad sa India. Diba sa India, they are more on spices. So, they create flavor ng Lay's based doon sa preferred taste ng location. No? Kunyari dito sa Philippines. So, sa China, iba rin yung flavor nila. No? So, ibig sabihin, they adapt kung ano yung mga local cultures ng market. Okay? Yun yung multi-domestic strategy. So, next is global strategy. When we say global strategy, no, meron siyang direct contrast naman sa multi-domestic, no? It involves building cost-effective operation for international market, which minimize local and regional variation. Okay? So, minimize niya yung pag-adapt doon sa, hindi katulad ng multi-domestic kanina, no? Minimize niya yung pag-adapt doon sa culture nila. Pero, ang ginagawa nila, binababaan nila yung price. No? Nire-reduce nila yung cost. No? Para mas focus sila on the cheaper price na ino-offer sa market. No? Para makapag-compete sila sa mga competitor. Okay? So, it says here that if you follow a global strategy, your company will probably differentiate from competitors through pricing leadership. No? Mas focus sila doon sa pricing strategy kapag global. Pinabababaan nila yung cost. No? So, one of the example here is yung Coca-Cola. No? So, they have different manufacturers from different countries. And as much as possible, they create or they produce a lower price. They look for suppliers that will supply their mga raw materials nila to produce yung soda nila. And they focus dun sa price. No? Not on adapting yung yung taste ng different countries. Same taste din naman siya, pare-parehas, but focus sila doon sa price. Yan yung global strategy. Okay? The next is transnational strategy. So for companies that want to build both customization and reduce costs into their global expansion strategy, a transnational strategy may be the best choice, no? So it says here that it looks for a ways to optimize product fit within each market while also managing costs and process efficiencies. Okay? So most of the product are very similar, making it possible to use the same supplier and avoid having create many supply chain. So transnational, um, one lang supplier nila, no? And nire-reduce din nila yung cost nila, pero mayroon silang konting customization do sa product. Very light, hindi siya yung sobrang ina-adapt nila. No? So, para at least same, halos same pa din. May mga minor customization, let's say sa packaging lang siguro. Pero yung sa product itself, they sell the same product, no? But nilalower nila yung cost. Konting minimization. Yung kanina naman, di sila yung international kanina. Hindi sila nagbabago ng product. Same pa rin. Same yung price. Okay? Ang example nun is um, yung ice cream company, Baskin Robbins, no? They sell different flavors of ice cream in different countries, often taking inspiration from local cuisine. In Asia, you might find matcha and chocolate ice cream, but not all Baskin are stored around the world. No? Okay? So, yan ang um, the next topic tayo is portfolio management. Okay? So we have two matrix. There are a lot of template when we say portfolio management, no? But we are going to discuss only two matrix lang today. So topic number 4. When we say portfolio management, it's the art of selecting and overseeing a group of investment that meet the long-term financial objective and risk tolerance of client, company, or an institution, no? So usually, this portfolio management, they are done with a corporate level, no? They are done with the top management, mga CEOs. It is where they could decide, no? This portfolio management help them to decide more effectively and efficiently with the company decision making. Okay? So let's discuss yung BGC growth share matrix, or what we call the Boston Consulting Group matrix. So this evaluates business units based on their market growth rate and relative market shares. So, in contrast, yung didiscuss natin mamaya, yung GE General Electric Matrix. So, kinakategorize naman yung business units based on their industry attractiveness and business unit strength, considering the factor yung market size, competition, and technological changes. So this is how BGC matrix look like. Na? So let's discuss this. So the difference is, when we say BGC matrix, focus siya dun sa market share and market growth. On the other hand, GE matrix focus on the market attractiveness and business strength. Na? So, BGC matrix, gumagamit lang siya ng two matrix with a quadrants of stars, cash cows, dogs, and question mark. Later, we will discuss now. So, yung GE matrix use multi-factor matrix with 9 cells, each representing a different strategic position. Okay? BGC BCGE matrix, useful for evaluating the portfolio of company existing business. On the other hand, yung GE matrix, useful for evaluating potential new business or product line. So that's the difference, no? Typically, yung BCG, typically used in mature industries. No, on the other hand, GE matrix can be used in both mature and emerging industries. Okay? BCG matrix developed by Boston Consulting Group in 1970s. On the other hand, GE matrix developed by General Electric in 1960s. Okay? So, medyo nauna tong GE matrix. Sige. Let's proceed. So, let's proceed with BCG. Okay? So, this is also referred as product portfolio matrix. So this is a business planning tool used to evaluate strategic position of a firm's brand portfolio. So it is one of the most popular portfolio analysis method. So this is how it looks like. No? So let's discuss. Okay. So we have, kung nakita nyo yung ano kanina graph, we have horizontal axis and vertical axis. No? When we say horizontal axis, it represent yung amount of market share or product, no? Its strength in particular market. By using relative market share, it helps measure company's competitiveness. Okay, yung vertical axis naman, yung patayo, represent yung growth rate ng product and potential growth in a particular market. So, ito yung fourth quadrant kanina eh. I-discuss natin. Ano ba yung usually nilalagay doon, no? Yung when we say sa question mark, so, balik tayo dito. Sa sample. Balik tayo. Yan. So, ito yung una-una, yung star, tapos question mark, star, tapos yung dog, tsaka yung cash cow. So, ayan. Pagdating dito sa horizontal market share, sa vertical naman yung market growth. Okay? So, ano ba yung nilalagay dyan? So, sa question mark, yung products with high market growth but low market share. So, usually, ito yung mga product line ng isang business na nire-rate nila, no? Kung mataas ba yung market growth niya, mas mababa yung market share niya. Sa stars naman, ang nilalagay product with high market growth and high market share. Of course, yung mga nilalagay dito, yung mga trending products nila, no? Yung mga pwede nilang panlaban sa competitors. When we say dogs, sa dogs box naman, ang nilalagay doon, product with low market growth and low market share. Usually, itong mga nilalagay nilang products line nila dito sa dogs, ayan yung mga, minsan dinidissolve nila na, no? Kasi nga, mababa na yung market growth, mababa pa yung market share. So, pero minsan, ini-stay pa rin nila, hindi pa rin nila dinidissolve para at least, meron pa rin um, another option yung customers. So, cash cows, ito yung product with low market growth but high market share. So I have here an example, yung BCG matrix ng Coca-Cola. So, ito lahat product ng Coca-Cola. Nirate nila yung market growth tsaka share. Medyo, ito yung mga nilagay nila sa high market growth. Okay, Lima, siguro sa ibang bansa to, no? Hindi siya familiar. Ito yung mga product nila na low naman. No? Tapos Fanta, Coke Diet, relative yan. Ito sa question mark nila, ito naman sa dog nila. Minute Maid. Meron pa ba? Meron pa yung Minute Maid ngayon, di ba? So, yung Coke Diet, ito yung mga low market share, tsaka low yung relative market growth. Okay. Let's proceed with GE Matrix. Ito yung last topic natin. So, ito yung kinoconsider nila more advanced and detailed version of BCG Matrix. It takes account of broader range of factors. Okay. This is how it looks like. Now, we have 9 box here. So, let's discuss this in detail. Okay, it is, when you see GE matrix, it is also called GE McKinsey 9-box matrix, no? So this strategy framework lets you evaluate your company's product, service, or yung mga strategic business units, no? How to use yung GE matrix. First, determine yung mga market attractiveness and competitive strength of each product or business unit na you want to evaluate. Second is plot the information in the matrix. Okay? Kapag na-identify mo na yan, ipa-plot mo na siya. Determine where to invest and what action to take. Pag na-plot mo na doon, saka mo malalaman kung saan ka mas magandang mag-invest. Ano yung mga dapat mong gawin na action. And then last is create a plan and allocate resources. Okay? So this tool helps yung company decide which product or service or business unit are worth investing. No? It focuses on two variables, industrial attractiveness at saka competitive strength. No? When we say industrial attractiveness, it is how attractive your economic sector in which certain product, service, or business unit is located. No? When we say competitive strength, how strong yung company mo in a particular sector. Okay? So, meron kang ginagamit dito two variables, no? To quantify yung three categories, high, medium, low. And then, yung result, 3 times 3 matrix with 9 scenarios, but three main approach, yung the investment growth scenario, the selective earning scenario, and the harvest diverse scenario. So, this is the template, no? So, na-identify mo na yung mga product na with, yan yung mga product pagdating sa attractiveness, tsaka yung competitiveness, ipa-plot mo siya rito. Saan mo ba siya dapat? Mas high ba siya? Pagdating sa attractiveness, ano yung mga products, product line, o business unit na nag-improve, nag-maintain, and improve, or you need to invest or grow. Yan. So, lalagay mo lang siya, identify mo lang siya yung mga product lines mo dyan. And i-identify mo kung yung competitive strength ba nila, low, high, or attractiveness nila yung high or low. Then after identifying, that's the time you need to decide, no? Usually, yung top management, they are deciding where are they going to invest more with their product line or business units. So that's the end of our topic. Thank you for listening and see you next meeting.